If you've ever been creeped out by animatronics on a Disney ride, you're not alone. A theory proposed by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori may have an answer. As something looks more like us, the more we tend to like it. This happens up until a certain point where it looks too much like us, and that ends up becoming repulsive. This area is known as the Uncanny Valley. So what happens on this upturn on the graph? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's try to put some robots you may know onto this graph. Down here we find something like a household appliance, like your dishwasher. It doesn't look anything like a person, and therefore you feel no empathy toward it. But when you go a little bit higher, you find something like Disney's Wall-E. Wall-E has some characteristics of a human. He has eyes, he has hands, he rolls around and he talks and interacts with things. That ends up becoming cute. As we go further though, when we find something that looks even more like a person, like C-3PO from Star Wars, we tend to like him. He looks like a person, he walks and talks like a person, and that's likable, that's cute to us. But something happens when we go a little bit too human. It falls into the creepy zone. This is where we find things like Sonny from iRobot, who ends up becoming repulsive to us. He's too much like a human being. And then we find things like the animatronics at Disney that are unintentionally creepy. They look too much like a human being, and they fall right into the Uncanny Valley. So what happens on this upturn? Well, over here we find things that are so human that you would not even recognize that they are a machine if you saw them walking down the street. This is where we have things that are like the Audrey Hepburn chocolate commercial, to which I will have a link to in the description. It was all done in CG, but you wouldn't recognize that it was done in CG. It looks like it was all real. So why does any of this matter? Well, as we get closer to having to deal with mechanical assistants and social robots, then you're going to have to think about where these sorts of things should belong on the graph. Do you want your dishwasher to look like a person? Probably not. You don't want to feel empathy towards something you shove your dirty dishes into. But as we get higher, we might want to find something like social robots, like our receptionists or the robots that would care for the elderly. So, does anything ever belong here? And the biggest question is, should anything ever cross over to the other side? My name is Elizabeth Molesky. Thank you for your time.